Yep. Thank you. placing him in an awkward position. So maybe.
This is not the place to go back. Go backward?
I'm ready.
Now that you're all in place, I'm going to let everybody know that they can remove their face coverings. Everyone's 6 feet apart. We're outdoors. Let's be safe. So, good morning. I'm Kent Devereaux, president of Goucher College, and I'd like to welcome you all to the 130th commencement. Please, for our invited guests, please stand and join in the singing of our national anthem, led by members of the Goucher College Choir. And then please remain standing afterwards for an invocation by Rabbi Josh Snyder.
Hi, I'm Rabbi Josh Snyder, Director of Goucher College Hillel. Class of 2021, welcome to this moment, your commencement from Goucher College. I'll open today's proceedings with a conundrum from Jewish tradition. The Torah teaches that the Ark of the Covenant, you know, the one from Indiana Jones, contained within it 2 sets of stone tablets with the 10 commandments written upon them. The first, broken set, which Moses shattered upon seeing the people bow down to the golden calf, and the second set, which were whole, in order to replace the first. So the conundrum is this: why include the broken tablets in the place that was at the inner sanctum of the tabernacle, the central place of worship? Why should something broken, a reminder of things gone awry, be kept? According to Rabbi Shoshana Cohen, the broken tablets are there to remind us of the power of brokenness and the need for innovation. She says real creativity and learning most often happen from a sense of deep need. When something is missing, we are most inspired to delve deep and apply our God-given intellect to create new and innovative ideas. Moreover, in places of darkness and confusion, when we recognize that something is missing, we are most likely to turn to others to help us make sense of the world and fill the void with wisdom. As you think back on your college experience in years to come, there will indeed always be memories of the challenges that arose in the last 14 months and which we are living through together. The pandemic of COVID and the pandemic of racism we have seen unleashed, and society's ongoing attempts to reckon with both. For sure, there is some brokenness in there, in ways that have touched all of you at an indelible moment in your lives. And yet, here you are. And when I say this, I mean it. You are awesome. I think about those of you who I've had the pleasure of getting to know. Amazing human beings, everyone. And I marvel at your resilience, your sense of humor, your creativity, your flexibility, your intellect, and your capacity for goodness. You have just finished college in the midst of a great period of turmoil, in different places, but all staying together, working through hardship, persevering to get the most out of your Goucher experience with the ultimate goal of this day in mind. And you did it. I have to tell you, if you all can do this, you can do anything. You really can. As Leonard Cohen sang, "Ring the bells that still can ring. Forget your perfect offering. There's a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. May you be blessed and kept from all harm. May you find goodness and grace on all the paths you face, and may your striving for purpose endow you with a sense of peace."
Please be seated. So, good morning to our distinguished guest, Mayor Scott, County Executive Olszewski, assembled faculty, staff, trustees, parents, friends, family members, and most of all, to the students of Goucher's class of 2021. Welcome. We're so glad to come together to celebrate your accomplishments in this, the most unusual of years. So I want to acknowledge first that as we gather today on this most joyous occasion, that in many ways we owe our good fortune to the communities and ancestors who have come before us. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, and we pay our respect to the elders, past, present, and emerging, for they hold the memories, the traditions, the culture, and hopes of peoples around the world. We honor the elders of the Piscataway people, whose land was seized by European colonists in the 17th century, the enslaved people who lived and worked on this very land in the 18th and 19th centuries, the extent of which we're only now coming to fully research and comprehend. Land that Goucher College purchased and relocated to in the early 20th century, and on which we gather here today in the 21st century to celebrate this commencement. In fact, it was on this day, exactly 100 years ago, on May 21st, 1921, that the trustees of Goucher College signed the deeds to purchase this land that is today our campus. Deeds of purchase that in 1921 and until struck down in later years carried within them specific restrictions prohibiting the land from ever being sold to Black, Jewish, or Asian American. So as we look at the Goucher community assembled here today, we recognize just how far we've come. Yet, as the events of this past year have all too vividly demonstrated, we also see how much work still lies ahead to ensure that the original vision that John Franklin Goucher and Mary Fisher to provide access to education to all who had long been denied that education is fully realized. So today is a most joyous occasion, a day when over 300 Goucher undergraduate and graduate students will walk across this stage. Our graduates represent a diversity of perspectives and a range of life experiences. Almost a third will be the first in their families to graduate from college. Several will be proud Goucher Prison Education Partnership students. Our graduates hail from over 30 different states and embody a variety of ambitions, dreams, and personal narratives. Today truly is a day to honor Goucher's class of 2021. However, I would be remiss if we did not also recognize two other groups who made this day possible. So first, let me ask our graduates to join with me in thanking those family members, parents, guardians, grandparents, spouses, siblings, who helped our graduates achieve their dream and obtain their degree. Those who supported them, both emotionally and financially on their journey here today, and who understand the perseverance that it took to cross the finish line, or should I say, the starting line, in the midst of a pandemic, no less. So class of 2021, would you please stand and give your families and friends a big round of applause? So class of 2021, there's another group we should recognize today. Those who made the time for you outside of class to make sure you understood the concept, or who met with you sometimes on evenings or weekends to offer advice, counsel, critique, support when you needed it most. I'm talking about those faculty members and staff who've been here with you every step of the way, who believed in you, and who are as proud of you today as you are in reaching this next step in your personal journey. In any other year, the faculty and staff would be seated with you here today, but this year is like no other. So be sure to take time after the ceremony to connect with them after today's ceremony. And finally, let me just say a few words to the parents of our graduating class. Many of you who, like mine, I'm sure, had doubts as to whether their child would ever finish their college degree, or question why they were changing their major yet again. I know what you're all wondering, so let me get to it straight away. Yes, your child will get a job. In fact, if history is any indication, as a Goucher College graduate, your child will go on to do amazing things. And if there are those of you who are wondering how you will ever pay off those student loans, you might be encouraged to hear that a recent Georgetown University study showed that the average return on investment on a Goucher College education over a lifetime was over $1 million. Clearly a smart investment long-term. So because, given the foundation that a broad liberal arts education provides, our graduates will be prepared to pursue multiple careers that will be required of them in their lifetimes. That's right. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics tells us that average Americans today will hold 11 different jobs in their lifetime. The average tenure of a job is now just 4.4 years. So if this year has taught us anything, change is a constant. And Goucher grads are resilient change makers well prepared for this world. And so, my fellow Gophers, class of 2021, pursue those dreams, take those chances, believe in yourself and in the support network you've built here. Your fellow Goucher students, your alums, faculty, and staff. We ask only that you please stay in touch and don't be a stranger. So, let's get this commencement underway. The John Franklin Goucher Medal was created in 1960 by the Board of Trustees. It is awarded to an individual or individuals who have demonstrated distinguished service to the college and a great sense of responsibility for the academic well-being and progress of Goucher. This year, we have 2 recipients of this very special award. I would now like to introduce the chair of the Nominating and Governance Committee of our Board of Trustees, Lisa Stromberg, to present the first medal.
Ruth Shapiro Lenrow had a career in finance and banking for more than 35 years. In addition to her full-time career, Ruth always felt the need to give back to organizations and institutions that embody not only her values, but also her spirit of giving to others, no matter their background or circumstances. Her volunteer life included many hours on the finance committee of the Baltimore Symphony Orchestra, where she was also chair of the BSO Women's Leadership Forum. Additionally, she served as an advisory board member of the Johns Hopkins Pediatric Oncology Center, the chair of the Blaustein Fund for Education, and co-chair of Young Leadership of the Associated Jewish Community Federation of Baltimore. The Daily Record recently honored Ruth as a Top 100 Woman of Maryland for the 3rd time, elevating her to the Circle of Excellence in recognition of her career in business and her volunteer service. All of these activities are eclipsed by her commitment and volunteer time she has given to Goucher College. A board member since 2007, Ruth served on virtually every committee of the board as both secretary and vice chair prior to assuming the role of chair 3 years ago. Ruth is most proud of the relationships she has developed with students, faculty, staff. She served as a mentor to many members of the Goucher community, which she considers a vital part of her giving back. Her philanthropy, led her to actively participate in the Undaunted campaign and as an advocate for other fundraising initiatives such as the Janet Kane Fisher Fund. During her time as chair, Goucher has undergone many changes, including program prioritization, a Middle States Commission re-accreditation, a presidential transition, restructuring of the board, the hiring of a new provost, and numerous staff changes, and the creation of a 5-year strategic plan, not to mention a global pandemic. Through all this, Ruth's leadership, support, and direction has left Goucher in a stronger position to weather the headwinds that buffet higher education in general and small liberal arts colleges in particular. For these contributions and for her tireless advocacy, we are proud to award the John Franklin Goucher Medal to Ruth Shapiro Lenro, class of 1974.
Thank you so much, Lisa. President Devereaux, faculty, staff, trustees, graduates and their family and friends, and distinguished guests. I am so honored to receive the John Franklin Goucher Award and to finish my term as chair of the board at the same time that all of you graduate. As you heard, my term as chair had many ups and downs, topped off by COVID. I have spoken about resilience and how that was a skill I learned as an undergraduate at Goucher. You may not know that I lost my mother to a debilitating illness the first semester of my senior year. The support I received at Goucher allowed me to pivot and lend much-needed help to my grieving family members. This unique support, generously provided by faculty and staff, made it possible for me to move forward. I truly believe this type of support would not have been possible at a larger organization or institution. Similarly, all of you have had to navigate online learning and the many trials and tribulations of the last year. It has not been easy, but you have done it. Congratulations to all of you. Goucher taught me another valuable lesson. Being open to others is a very powerful thing. Collaboration is a show of strength, not weakness. No one has all the answers. Reach out to people, even those who are not like you. There is much to be learned. This is another advantage of a small liberal arts college. Being able to sit down in Mary Fisher dining or in a small class and really delve into issues is a huge advantage. Being a good listener is also a very valuable skill. Many times, long-held assumptions can change. I have been elevated by getting to meet the remarkable Jewel Robinson. Jewel speaks eloquently about getting to know people individually and not to make assumptions based on the color of people's skin, their religion, their sexual orientation, their politics, or any other differentiation that makes people the other. Another highlight of my board service was sharing the podium with Bill Nye, the son of a Goucher graduate who was one of the World War II codebreakers. And of course, the late, great Congressman John Lewis. Meeting these two distinguished and very talented men was inspiring. Another example of the richness of my board service was meeting and listening to an incredibly talented young poet named Edgar Kunz. Edgar is a Goucher alum who went to Vanderbilt and Stanford and came out with a marvelous book of poems touted by the New York Times entitled Tap Out. Edgar is on our faculty, and if you haven't had the chance to have a class with Edgar, I strongly suggest that you read his book. You don't have to be an English major, like I was, to appreciate the poignant beauty in Edgar's poetry. It's alums like Edgar that make me and all of us Goucher proud. Now it's time for all of you to chart your course. Each and every one of you are ambassadors of Goucher. I am so grateful to be standing here and sharing in this momentous day with all of you. As Congressman Lewis said, I hope any trouble that you get into is good trouble. Go out into the world and make us all Goucher proud. Thank you.
And I'd like to ask our chair of the board, Ruth Lenrow, to present the next Goucher medal.
It is my honor and privilege to receive the John Franklin Goucher Medal with my colleague and friend, the Reverend Cynthia Terry. Cynthia Terry has been Goucher's chaplain and director of religious and spiritual life since 2005. She has supported students of various religious traditions, particularly those from minority religious traditions, where there are few resources in the surrounding community. With student leaders, she created Diwali, Eid, and Samhain celebrations, played holy on the Great Lawn, provided iftars for students fasting during Ramadan, and hosted a wedding fair displaying traditions from different religions and cultures. Cynthia has led student bereavement groups every semester, supporting dozens of students experiencing grief during college. With Rochelle Cades, Goucher class of 2011, Cynthia co-created Goucher's exemplary peer listening program, directing it for 11 years. Cynthia has provided spiritual and emotional care for students, staff, and faculty in times of personal crisis and struggle, as well as gathered the community during our communal experiences of grief and loss. Cynthia has also created the Staff Excellence Awards, which recognize staff who demonstrate the extraordinary work on behalf of the college and students and embody the community principles in their work and actions. For the last 2 years, Cynthia has served as chair of the Administrative Employees Association. Prior to Goucher, Cynthia served as Associate University Chaplain at Yale University for more than a decade. In her work at Yale, she co-facilitated bereavement groups for students, taught in the Yale Divinity School, provided pastoral care and counseling, organized programming for multi-faith services, and served as a freshman advisor. She regularly made presentations for the Women's Center, orientation events, sororities, and gay and lesbian peer counselors. Cynthia has served as vice president, president, historian, and membership secretary for the National Association of College and University Chaplains, as well as mentored many new chaplain colleagues. But it's true. It's very true. Before attending Yale Divinity School, Cynthia spent 2 years working in the Democratic Republic of the Congo as a primary school teacher. She holds a Master of Divinity degree from Yale University and a bachelor's degree in early education, childhood education, from James Madison University, and she is ordained in the United Church of Christ. Cynthia is married to Mimi Walters, and they have 2 young adult children, Connor and Dylan. For these contributions and her dedication to the college and our community, we are proud to award the John Franklin Goucher Medal to Cynthia A. Terry.
Can I hug you? Yes. Thank you.
Ruth, it's such an honor to receive this medal with and from you. Over the past 16 years, I've had many opportunities to stand before you, offering words to mark the meaning of the moment. Many of them have been happy occasions. Opening celebration, do you remember that? What's your class color? Blue, thank you. Commencement, awards celebration, some weddings and baby welcomings. Other moments have been deeply painful when we've gathered to remember those we love who have died. Beginning my first week at Goucher through this year, when we've gathered to be together in the wake of disasters and tragedies, when we've gathered to support one another in the midst of our own community struggle. But it feels so much harder to have the words to mark this moment. Well, maybe not. What I need and want to say is thank you. From that very first week of August of 2005, you all welcomed me into your community, into your lives, and into your hearts. You allowed me to be your chaplain. I've lived into my calling here at Goucher in ways I could never have foreseen because of you all and all those who were part of Goucher in these 16 years. You allowed me to care for you, to challenge you, to sit with you, to be present, and you did those same things for me. You cared for me, you challenged me, you have been present with me. You've allowed me to grow and develop, to make mistakes and to learn, and together we have laughed and cried, stayed up late, gotten up early. You have allowed me to be your chaplain. In fact, you made me your chaplain, and I am so grateful. This is one of the greatest honors of my life. Thank you.
So it is now my pleasure to introduce our 2021 student speaker. Roxanne Juice is performance education major and an individualized interdisciplinary major that she created herself by combining theater, communications, and education. As a campus leader, Roxanne worked as a first-year mentor for 3 years, eventually becoming a student co-chair of the program during her senior year. So during her time here at Goucher, she directed and acted in a myriad of music and theater productions, including opera, musical theater workshop, playworks, and the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Never heard of it. She also served for 3 years as president of Reverend's Rebels, Goucher's, yes for the Rebels, Goucher's all-women, non-binary a cappella group, and the oldest student organization on campus. Roxanne is from Beloit, Wisconsin, where she lived with her mother and younger brother, and after Goucher, she plans to move to Brooklyn, New York, with her besties and begin a career as a drama educator. I think I see a bestie out there, so yeah. So please join me in welcoming Roxanne.
I gotta flip some pages, one sec. This is the medals? Okay, found it. My first day at Goucher was maybe one of the sweatiest days of my life. It was a combination of my mom has left me alone 14 hours from home, sweat, and I just moved all of my earthly possessions up 4 flights of stairs, sweat. I was nervous and excited, and then I realized I had forgotten to get a 1 card. So I left P-cells and started walking. I walked the completely wrong way and ended up behind the chapel, where I would eventually see my first punk show and perform as a member of Reverend's Rebels, Goucher's oldest student organization. I kept walking and arrived at the furthest end of the Dorsey lot, hopelessly lost. I was greeted by a first-year mentor who would later become a coworker and one of my closest friends. She directed me to the Rosenberg Gallery that has housed my work, my friends' works, and works by other great artists from Baltimore and beyond. I stood in line and introduced myself to the person in front of me, who happened to be the person I would co-direct the Rocky Horror Picture Show with 2 years later. After receiving my one card, I finally made it back to my dorm, just in time for the leader of the improv club I would later join to knock on my door and accuse me of stealing my neighbor's vacuum. At the time, I didn't think I would see any of those people again, but going to Goucher feels like deja vu in the best way. Our community is small, but there's a lot to do here. Your current best friend likely spent their first year hiding from you in a chemistry lab or on a soccer field. Probably you'd seen them walking along Van Meter, but it wasn't until you connected over an open mic performance or a mutual love for a professor or how good the tomato bisque is that they became someone meaningful to you. Today, we celebrate all of our meaningful connections. We celebrate our hard work and sleepless nights spent in the ath. We celebrate the skills we've developed and the knowledge we've gained in and out of the classroom. This year is far from what we envisioned our senior year to be. There is still an ongoing pandemic that has prevented many members of our class from being here with us today. Many of us were taken unceremoniously from our abroad experiences and forced to return home early, or weren't given the opportunity to go abroad at all. We are still feeling the effects from this fall's turbulent national election, which was preceded by the beginnings of ongoing protests against police brutality and racial injustice around the country. The world feels very heavy and sad right now. If I have learned anything during my past 4 years at Goucher, it is that there is a lot of work to do. It is easy to get bogged down with all the problems there are to solve in our communities and our nation. But despite it all, we are here. Whether you are joining us live from the Great Lawn or virtually from your childhood bedroom, you did it, and everyone is so proud of you. No matter how daunting the next chapter of our lives may seem, I am confident that we have the tools to take it on. During our liberal arts education, we have continually been asked to critically examine the world around us and find creative ways to uplift ourselves and others. We have been shown that being open, vulnerable, and willing to learn can open as many doors as we can find. They don't put us in the top 10 most innovative colleges for nothing. I love Goucher in the loud and unabashed way that I loved Justin Bieber in middle school. I love the students, I love the faculty and staff, I love every single inch of this place. When I drive past the front gate for the last time until who knows when, I will be taking lifelong friends and an ever-expanding worldview. Goucher has provided us with the space to grow and be open to the opportunities that await us. There is so much we can take from these past 4 years, and I hope you use every bit of it. Congratulations, class of 2021. You've done what no one else has ever had to do. It can only go up from here. Thank you.
So today's Welch Center student speaker is Christopher Jones. Born in Baltimore, Maryland, Christopher has earned his Master of Education from Goucher College with a 4.0 GPA. He also earned a Bachelor of Science from Morgan State University and will pursue a doctorate in kinesiology this fall. Christopher currently teaches in the Baltimore City Public School System and coaches wrestling at Loyola Blakefield. He is the proud husband of Chantrell Jones, father of 4 beautiful girls, Essence, Sienna, Ariana, and Ayala, and a son, Chris Jr. Christopher has spoken on the World Word Network at the National Baptist Convention, International Bible Way Convocation, and various events, including conferences, graduations, weddings, festivals, and award ceremonies. Please join me in welcoming Christopher to the podium.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Christopher Jones, and I have the privilege of providing the graduate student commencement remarks. Let me start by saying congratulations to the class of 2021. I'd like to honor the presence of President Kent Devereaux, Mayor Brandon Scott, the faculty and staff of Goucher College, alumni, my fellow graduates, and everyone else in attendance today in person and online, including both schools of which I teach, Mary Ann Winterland Elementary and Dallas F. Nicholas Elementary. I'd like to extend a special honor to my wife and my principal, who are both in attendance today, as well as my mother and my children who are home watching. Today, I would like to briefly speak to you guys on the topic of goal setting. Repeat after me, goal setting. Goal setting today is a clear indication that we have all set and met a goal. We all started our respective programs with the goal of graduating, and today, here we are. Goal setting helps trigger new behaviors, helps guide your focus, and helps you sustain that momentum in life. Goal setting often initiates the process of embarking on a journey. Here's my advice: enjoy the journey. One of the more important lessons I've learned during my graduate studies at Goucher is goal setting is just as much about the journey as it is about obtaining the result. The journey towards obtaining a goal should make you better. Repeat after me, goal setting. Goal setting helps you overcome adversity. In order to do this, you must keep the goal visible and present. I did something as simple as changing the signature on my emails to read Christopher Jones, MED candidate. I saw my goal every time I sent an email, and I've sent hundreds of emails over the past year. So anytime I lost sight of my goal, a reminder was sent every time I hit the send button. Use whatever method you need to do to keep your goal visible, because vision is the art of seeing what others may be invisible for. So, typically, you don't overcome adversity on your own. Special thanks to my study partner, Angelique Bullock, who is also graduating with her MED today. Here's some more advice. Appreciate the help along the way and try your best to pay them back. I'd like to thank all the faculty and staff that helped push me towards today, but I want to give a special thanks to Dr. Sunshine, who worked with me when I had academic issues my first semester. I paid her back by finishing this program in 1 year with a 4.0 GPA. I would like to You guys are great. I want to also thank Dr. Becky Woods, who helped me refocus after I experienced personal tragedy this past summer and gave me direction for my action research. I paid her back by presenting action research based upon her suggestions that impressed her enough to give me a perfect score. Finally, I want to thank Professor Thomas Till, who helped guide me through my area of specialization, athletic program leadership and administration, including my internship, which was interrupted when I contracted COVID-19 this past semester. I paid him back by finishing the internship in excellence, which garnered yet again a perfect score. I appreciate you all, and I want to shift from paying you back to paying it forward. And I'm sure I'm not the only one from the class of 2021 who will do that also. Repeat after me, goal setting. Goal setting must come along with an action plan. My favorite quote is by legendary football coach Nick Saban. It's not about what you want, it's about what you're willing to do to get it. It's great to set goals, but you must be willing to put in the work to achieve them. Remember that vision without action is only a dream. So to recap, goal setting is a journey that should make you better. Goal setting helps you overcome adversity. Appreciate those who helped you overcome adversity on the way to your goals. And finally, goal setting must come with an action plan. I'll end with my favorite saying. It's not about what you want, and it only matters if you don't have it. Every graduate here will leave with something that can never be taken away from them. Thus, you'll have access to all the rights and privileges and responsibilities appertaining thereto. I'm so looking forward to seeing what the class of 2021 will do with all of that. Repeat after me. Goal setting. Thank you.
So now I would like to introduce someone who is very special to the college. He's a proud Goucher College alumnus, as well as a member of our Board of Trustees. However, I would venture to say that it is in his current position as Baltimore County Executive where he has made his biggest impact yet, and he's just getting started, I think. County Executive John Olszewski Jr. earned his Bachelor of Arts degree at Goucher as part of the class of 2004. But he not only got an education at Goucher, it's also where he met his future wife, Marissa, also a Goucher alum. Johnny didn't waste much time after graduating from Goucher. He was elected to the Maryland House of Delegates at 23. Just remember that, you all. You got some, something ahead of you there. And proceeding to become the youngest person ever to serve as chairman of the Baltimore County House delegation. He subsequently earned his master's degree from the George Washington University and a PhD in public policy from the University of Maryland at Baltimore County. In November of 2018, Olszewski was elected Baltimore County Executive, and since then, like our commencement speaker today, he has led an impassioned charge for government to be more transparent, efficient, and accountable to all its constituents, not just the politically well-connected. Please join me in welcoming the Honorable John Olszewski, Jr.
Goal setting. Thank you, Mr. President. It is a pleasure to be here, and good morning and congratulations, class of 2021. As Baltimore County Executive, and more importantly, as a proud Goucher alum, it is indeed a great honor to join you on this day of celebration. I'm also very proud to welcome our commencement speaker and my dear friend, Mayor Brandon Scott. Like all of you, I know I'm looking forward to hearing his message today, and I'm grateful to have you, Mayor, as a partner in this region as we continue working towards a better future together for all of Baltimore. To our graduates, congratulations again. We know this day represents years of hard work and dedication, as well as a promising future. All of us are extremely proud of what you have done and all the work you've yet to do in the decades still ahead. After this challenging year filled with virtual classes and social distancing, it is indeed a joy to be here celebrating this occasion in person. By now, we've all been reminded of the 17-year phenomena. 17 years ago, our undergraduates were probably in preschool or kindergarten. I was 21 and literally in your shoes, about to graduate from Goucher College and to take on the world. But take just a moment and think about how much can change in 17 years. Since my last Brood X encounter, I married a Goucher alum, was elected as a state rep, lost an election to our state senate, became a father, earned my master's and PhD, and became Baltimore County Executive. So the question, class of 2021, is what will you do between this cicada invasion and the next? Because a lot can happen in that time, but as we learned this year, a lot can also happen on a moment's notice. That has certainly been our shared experience for more than a year as we've navigated the challenges of COVID-19 together, the worst public health pandemic of our lives. It's been a year like no other, though, and you have met this moment with resolve and overcome unprecedented challenges. If you can handle a year like this, there's nothing stopping you. Heck, my classmates, we thought the cicadas were bad, so you guys are doing pretty good. But know that what you've done amidst historic circumstances says so much about your talent and your drive. It has been a challenging year, but you have risen to the occasion and succeeded. But don't pat yourselves on the back for too long. It's time to take that next step on your journey and look ahead. But more important than that right now is that we are facing a pivotal moment. We face the challenge of rebuilding our communities and building a brighter future. Not just returning to where we've been before, but aspiring to where we always should have been. It's a moment to seize the opportunity to build a world that is stronger than it was before this pandemic, and it was before we started addressing the challenges of racism in this country. In the months ahead, there will be many opportunities to be had, many challenges to be solved. We need bold leaders and doers. We need you, and we need people like Mayor Brandon Scott. As public leaders, we are facing an extraordinary time ahead with unprecedented opportunities to think about how we do things in our society, in our economy, in our communities. And here in the Baltimore region, our long-term recovery is dependent on that regional approach that prioritizes equity and ensures that all of our communities thrive. We rise and fall together, and we're living in a moment where leaders have to come together and set a vision for reaching that goal. So again, I'm grateful for a regional partner like Mayor Scott. As mayor, he has laid out a bold vision for moving Baltimore City and the entire Baltimore region forward. He is the leader for which Baltimore City and these challenges call. He's dedicated his life to public service. He hasn't stopped since he started. I know he's not going to stop. It's why I'm so honored to join him in congratulating all of you today on your accomplishments, and it's why I'm pleased to join our Marshal and President Devereaux in conferring and awarding the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters to Mayor Scott today.
The award of the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters will now be conferred. The Honorable Brandon M. Scott, Mayor of Baltimore City, will be presented by the Honorable John Olszewski, Jr., Baltimore County Executive.
In recognition of your outstanding accomplishments as a community leader, public servant, and lifelong resident of Baltimore City, as a member of Baltimore City Council since 2001, and currently as Baltimore's 52nd mayor, as a leading voice in our community to reducing violence and restoring trust in government, as a champion of equity in public health, public safety, housing, and education, and as a continuing inspiration to young people across Baltimore and across America who have demonstrated that one person can make a difference, but a city bound together through hope can accomplish so much more. The trustees and faculty of Goucher College are proud to confer upon Mayor Brandon M. Scott the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Mr. President, it is with great admiration and respect that I present the Honorable Brandon M. Scott for the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
But by the authority of the state of Maryland, vested in the trustees of Goucher College, and by them delegated to me, I confer on Mayor Brandon M. Scott the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
Good morning, everyone. Mr. President, let me first start off by saying that you didn't need me today with Roxy and Chris. You didn't. But also, Mr. President, let me also say the official Baltimore way to tell someone to de-mask themselves is to say, "Shorty, take your mask off." It is an honor to be with you today and to deliver this 2021 commencement address. And young people, because I, not that long ago, had to sit in the audience in May wearing a black robe in the sun, trust me, I won't be here that long. I want to thank President for extending the invitation to honor to address you today. I want to thank the trustees, the faculty, the administration for making this institution a true innovative leader in our community. I want to thank my friend and partner, County Executive Olszewski, for his introduction, but more importantly, for his partnership and dedication to our county, the region, and our city. We cannot be our best without each other, so thank you, Mr. Executive. And families, thank you. Wherever you are today, please know that this is your day too. And I'm thankful that the president had the students greet you today and honor you. I am a firm believer that it takes a village to raise a child. So to all the mothers, fathers, grandparents, siblings, cousins, guardians, and friends, this is your day too. Today would not have happened without you, without your rides to school, to games, to recitals, to PTO, to meetings. Your love, your unwavering support, and yes, even your nagging led to this day. Now I like to focus my attention on the reason that we're all here today, the graduating class of 2021. Let me say congratulations to you all. This is an important day in your life. To my brother, my Mervo Mustang brother Chris, know that I am very proud of you. We are our coach's wildest dream, and I know that he is shining down on us today, thinking about what they thought about so many years ago, how they could provide an opportunity for young men and women for Baltimore to be the best version of themselves, and clearly with a 4.0, you are well on your way to doing that. Marie, my dear child, I love you. Uncle Brandon is very proud of you, and I'm keeping the seat warm for you to be mayor of Baltimore, but don't take too long. To the entire class, graduating from college is no small feat, but graduating from an institution with the rigor and prestige of Goucher College has an entirely different story and meaning. Many of you have overcome fateful obstacles to get to this day, but no matter the circumstance you grew up in, hardship you surmounted, or adversity that tried to keep you from greatness, you prevailed. Today is possible because you remain steadfast and true, and you deserve a round of applause. Let's give the class a round of applause. But whenever I have the opportunity to greet a class, I also like to do something a little non-traditional, which is common for me. We always say congratulations, but today I also want to say to you, thank you. Thank you for believing in yourselves. Thank you for believing in each other. And most importantly for me, thank you for proving the world wrong about your generation and showing how great you truly are. I don't take it as a small honor to be here with you today, and I will try to impart some wisdom as you embark on this next step in your journey. And I hope my words will have some relevance in your race. I was driving through the old Goucher neighborhood in the city this week, reflecting on what I would say today. And in preparation, I spoke to some of my friends and colleagues in city and county government who are Goucher alums to find out what makes this place special and unique. They all share with me about the Goucher spirit, a spirit of determination and perseverance in the face of adversity. You, as Goucher graduates, carry on a legacy formed back when this college was founded and at a time when they took a bold, uncommon, and likely unpopular step to build a college to educate women. They did the right thing, not the popular thing, bucking a culture that didn't view the education of women as something to do. This is something that I always say, something that guides how I govern. I am always going to do the right thing instead of the popular thing. That is not easy, and it is some of the most important advice I can give you. Do not be afraid to do what's right, especially in the face of opposition. Do not be afraid to do what's right, even if it's personally going to harm you. More recently in history, I know that Goucher has made other unpopular decisions, such as when they decided to go co-ed. This tough decision to expand Goucher education to men is the reason that our county executive was able to not only graduate from here, but to meet his lovely wife. That is something to be proud of. I know that that wasn't easy at the time, but look at all the amazing women and men seated before us who are ready to take their Goucher legacy out into the world. As mayor, I know that I will be making many tough and unpopular decisions that won't bear fruit for years to come. That is the way that we govern, both County Executive Olszewski and I. And perhaps not on the same scale, but every one of you walking across this stage today will have to make the same hard decisions in your future. When the time comes, I encourage you to draw on your support system, on your past, on your Goucher education, and the spirit of Goucher, and do what's right, even if it won't bear fruit until after you're gone. I believe in my heart that we are all in a constant state of becoming who we are meant to be, and by stepping foot by foot and inch by inch into our potential, and of course, onto our endless possibilities. Your race does not end today, it begins. Your life and you will continue on the journey. Armed now with all that you've learned at Goucher, armed with the experience of living through this pandemic and graduating and going to school at a time that no one else will ever have that experience. Graduates, this is your time. This is your world, and I urge you to step into your greatness. We will not be the society, the world, the city, the country that we are destined to be unless each and every one of you become the best version of yourselves and push each other to do the same. The great football coach, you're going to get 2 football coach quotes today, Vince Lombardi once said, "The greatest tragedy in life is not to try and fail, but the greatest tragedy is to have a gift and to do nothing with it." Each and every one of you has a gift, but there are few things as sad and sorrowful in life as watching someone live beneath their possibility and potential. Don't let that be you. It is a tragedy to come to the end of your life and allow coulda, woulda, shoulda stories to define your legacy. We cannot sit on the sidelines of life and let opportunity pass us by. We must maximize the moments that come our way because we don't get that many. And we must stand boldly in the spotlight of our calling, whatever that may be, especially today. Today's graduation does not take place in an environment of peace and prosperity. Our country is faced with real urgent threats from growing inequality, widespread gun violence, climate change, a racial reckoning that is centuries overdue, and mounting student debt, something that I still know something about. And we still have a long way to go, and our moral mission to feed those who are hungry, house those who are homeless, hail those who are without adequate health care, and employ those who find themselves without a quality paying job. And just in case you forgot, which I doubt that you did, we are still in the process of navigating a global pandemic which has taken the lives of over 570 million people in the U.S. and 3 million people across the globe. Many of us have lost friends and families to this public health crisis, and all of us have had our lives altered. This is just a glimpse of the world that you are entering into. The challenges today require a new generation of bold leadership. And no matter your field of endeavor, everyone has something to contribute to this world. And with each gift, talent, and diploma comes an expectation and an obligation to accept the challenges of the day. And I know that each and every one of you is ready. To everyone who came to Goucher from outside of the Baltimore region, I'm glad that you came, and I hope that you don't leave. Whether you choose to come down to Old Goucher in Baltimore City with me, or stay here in Towson with Baltimore County Executive Johnny Olszewski, there are so many areas in our region for you to put your gifts to use. Together, we can truly make our city and our region the greatest in America. But today, I want to make it clear that your race is not yours alone. Let me repeat that again. Your race, your life is not yours alone. For those of you who don't know, and I know Chris knows a little bit about this, I was once a track star, along with Chris, at Merville High School. And one of my favorite track and field events was a 4x800 meter relay. And I believe that that event truly serves as a microcosm for our journey in life. While it may feel that you are isolated, and sprinting a half mile always makes you feel like you're isolated, and you're running the race alone, there is always someone that passed you the baton. And more importantly, There will always be someone for you to pass the baton forward to. Your job is to work as hard as you can to build on what was done before you so that you can pass it to the next person in a better state than you received it. For me, when I think about my life race, I think about my grandparents, my dad's parents who toiled on a pig farm in rural North Carolina that provided the opportunity for my uncles and my dad to move here. My mom's parents and my grandmother and grandfather who moved here to Baltimore from rural Virginia, escaping rural poverty, coming here with $300 to their name, where my grandfather was able to, when he was down to $100 and almost moving back to rural Virginia, which I would have not existed, stayed dedicated to that goal, Chris, of providing a better life for his family, got a job at General Motors, and the rest is history. That's what we have to do. That's why I work as hard as I do. I will never disrespect the folks that came before me and gave me this opportunity to go to college, to seek out my lifelong dream of becoming the mayor of the city that offered me the opportunity that nowhere else did. That's your job. That is why we have to always pass on the baton and why we all should work to build on what came before us, be it family or Goucher alum, because anything else would be disrespectful to those who came before you. It is time for us to dismiss the pull yourself up by your bootstraps rhetoric. Personal responsibility and hard work are noble virtues, but we know oftentimes it's not enough. We frequently neglect to mention those who help us acquire the boots and the straps in the first place. Who invested in you? Who stayed after a lecture to ensure that you understood the material? Who was that friend that helped you review that internship application or talked you down from walking away from your college, as I almost did at St. Mary's my freshman year? Each of you got to this moment, not just because you are smart and talented and bright and beautiful, not just because you wrote a great paper and passed your exams. You are here because someone passed the baton to you, pulls you to the finish line, and held open a door. So as you receive your degree, take a moment to reflect on your support systems. Mine included my mother, who worked hard for me to pursue my dreams in life. With me, you'll always find that they'll be with you. My coaches, who willed me to be my best. You'll find my guidance counselors and professors. And because iron sharpens iron, you will find a host of friends and classmates alongside me. I never won any race alone. Whether it's politics, track, or basketball, nothing I have won has been on my own. And even though my name is the only name on the ballot when it comes time to do that, I will never be crossing that finish line alone. Everyone who's ever invested in me, my family, my friends, and my entire city will always cross that finish line with me. That's the same for you. Everyone who is invested in you will cross this stage with you today in a few moments. So today, class of 21, I ask you to think about a few things. What change will you fight for? Who are you holding the door for? And what is it that you are giving or willing to give? Who or what are you running this race of life for? While the answers to these questions will vary from person to person, the forces of ignorance, bigotry, and inequality are all before us. And we all now have an obligation to confront them. Ignoring them is not an option. Imagining that they don't exist is not an option. They are front and center, and your generation has to lead us into solving them. We are all standing on giant shoulders. But now is the time for us, for you, to be the giants. No matter what you do, the time will come for all of us to pass that baton in the race of life. And my hope is that the next person will get our nation closer to overcoming, your generation, to overcoming the social, economic, and political hurdles that hold us back from being the best version of ourselves today. We are proud of each and every one of you. Please continue to be great. Don't settle for the status quo. Break down systems, build new ones, tell people when they're wrong. Be proud to be a generation that believes that everyone should be able to achieve their greatness. Don't let anyone change you. Change the world, class of 2021. Thank you.
So take this song of joy and keep it in your heart. And come the day we part, my love will always sing. So take this song of joy and keep it in your heart. And come the day we part, my love will always sing. Sweet melody of friendship, it fills our hearts and minds. Sweet melody of friendship, the door that gently binds. So take this song of joy and keep it in your heart. And come the day we part, our love will always sing. Our love will always sing. So take this song of joy. So take this song of joy. So take this song of joy. Our love will always sing. So take this song of joy. So take this song of joy. So take this song of joy. Our love will always sing. So take this song of joy. So take this song of joy. So take this song of joy. Our love will always sing. Sweet melody of friendship, it fills our hearts and minds. Sweet melody of friendship, the door that gently binds.
So take this song of joy and keep it in your heart.
So take this song of joy and keep it in your heart. And come the day we part, our love will always sing. Our love will always sing. Our love will always sing. Our love will
The awarding of the degrees will begin. All guests are asked to remain in their seats and to keep the aisles clear during the awarding of the degrees. Please welcome Dr. Elaine Meyer-Lee, Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost.
Good morning. President Devereaux, I have the honor to inform you that these candidates have fulfilled all the requirements for graduation. And in accordance with the recommendation of the faculty, they are presented for the degree of Bachelor of Arts.
By the authority of the state of Maryland vested in the trustees of Goucher College and by them delegated to me, I confer on you all, individually and collectively, as the class of 2021, the degree of Bachelor of Arts with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
Will the recipients for the degree of Bachelor of Arts come forward to receive their diploma. Kira Crystal Abdul. Magna cum laude, honors in individualized interdisciplinary major. Cameron Agostino. Riley Aker. Melino Rocio Albornoz Bernal. Elsa Alexandrin. Jennifer Ovez. Samuel Anderson. Nayla Corin Bailey. Bethany Baker. Peyton Elise Baranco. Maya Sage Bass. Sylvia Annette Beam. Kendall Beaumont. Jordan Bennett. Isabel Rebecca Berman.
That's my president!
Shannon Bien. Juliette Rosalie Birch. Nicole Sheridan Blades. Sorry. Jeremy Block. Noah Block. Juliana Block. Grace Boudreau. Laura Bowden. Savannah Elizabeth Bridges. Bianca Taylor Brown. Mackenzie Leanne Bruce. Zachary Brumbelow. Rachel Nicole Bull. Erica Michelle Bull. Olivia Alice Bolavant. Eva Bolson Lewis. Erica Rose Bulzomi. Naomi Elizabeth Berjogi Van Pelt. Joe Burns. Caroline Ross Buxenstein. Eliza Grace Cahill. Adeline Rose Callahan. Sydney Elizabeth Campbell. Stephen Carpenter. Gabriela Renee Carrasco. Jillian Schuyler Karsrud. Elizabeth Casa. Jean Sue Casio. Ruth Frances Cassidy. Vinay Kandargutan Chandra. Sam Shirelian. Tabitha Julia Charles. Tia Resham Chima. Catherine Dowelang Chang. Silpa Chetri. Carrie Ellen Xiaoteng Chung. Sophia Cisneros. Hannah Claggett. Shayna Cohen. Sean Lawrence Colon. Claire Aurelia Corliss. Beatriz Gisela Costilla. Christina Kovahay. Okay. Vela Grace Culbert. Juliana Kriklinski. Carlin Maya Dale Miller. Eliana DeLevy Ori. Aiden Devaney. Dina Deanny. Jack Durba. Caroline Sophia Dahl. Emmett Oliver Dunn McMartin. Nia Elcock. Flynn Lee Ing. John Liam Eng Wong. Lalicia Etefa. Barbara Eusebio. Janessa Fell. Zoe Fernando Santana. Connor Aaron Ferwerda. Kieran Mackley Fitzgerald. India Fleming Klink. Daniel Julian Fosnacht. Sarah Bernadette Foucher. Tudian Julian Francis. Lou Fusco. Vita Rose Phi. Soleil Gagny. Callie Gannam. Miriam Marie Gonselmeyer. Matthew Joseph Gilly. Zoe Alexandra Gilmore. Samiyamluk Gurma. Mateo Junta Fausti. Marlon David Gonzalez Martinez, Jr. Patrick Richard Goralski. Esther Rose Gordon. Marissa Grant. Samuel Lee Gravel. Ian Greenleaf. Aaron Tony Grossman. Christina Bell Grow. Davon Gurley. Marissa Hamby. Andrew Michael Harper. Connor J. Harrington. Jamie Sierra Hartman. Morgan Hartman. Francis Harvey. Madeline Hawks. Michaela Imari Hayes. Olivia Haynes. Alexandra Brooke Hengefeld. Ari Hiller. Michaela Starr Hennant. Jerusalem Hergeto. Paula Hirschhorn. Alyssa Marie Hodnick. Serena Sky Hoffman. Grace Hong. Ariana Deidre Hooper. Elizabeth Susan Hughes. Imani Hunter. James Jackson. Tajne Kiari Jeffries. Matthew Stephen Jenkins. Olivia Aminata Job. Rayma Zoe Johnson. Roxanne Jose. Hannah Jury. David Kahana. Ramona Cam. Susan Katz. Samuel Kenny. Fiona Allegra Kenyon. Lucy Pierce Kaiser. Jacob Russell Weiss Kinder. Laurel Marie Kipe. Rachel Klein.
Woo, Rachel! Yes!
Emily Knight. Madeline Ray Colgren. Madeline K. Lemon.
Woo, that's my bestie! Yeah, that's my bestie.
Neve Hart Levinson. Jasper Levy. Max Levy. Joey Lichten. Ella Moon Light Rogers. Fiona Morgan Liveltsberger. Anaya Florine Lynch. Crockett Halverson Mackney. Natalie Malinowski. Zahir Mamadzada. Hannah Martinez. Hannah. Audrey Maxwell. Michaela McCrae. Montez McCrae. Riley Georgine McDonald. Carmen McDuffie. Tashi McQueen. Amelia Gabrielle Meyer. Daniel Malgarejo. Deshira Lachey Melvin. Hennessy Gabriela Mendez Hernandez. Lucy Murnett. Zoe Catherine Mertz. Lily Mikolajczyk. Roberto Mixe. Rachel Catherine Millery. Joshua Naeem Miller. Kylie Miller. Marie Befik Mokuba. Danielle Marie Moore. Rachel Mackenzie Murray. Deborah Mutombo. Emily Lauren Myers. Win Aung Mient. Sartre Nebeneza. Mickey Lee Nelson. Javante Newman. Danielle Newman. Aubin Niragira. Christopher Michael Noakes, Jr. Michelle Constance Nolan. Timothy John O'Farrell. Lauren Marie-Therese O'Leary. Olivia O'Neill. Hunter Opdyke. Tetsuya Ota. Tiana Ozalence. Zachary Knight Palmer. D'Angelo Palmer. M. Lenore Palogi. Panagopoulos. Christina Panousis. Amanda Parnell. Carolyn Gonchi Patterson. Justin Svi Kobe Pellis. Sierra Sachet Perry. Shantae Renice Perry. Pete Peterson. Christina Nicole Peavy. Winston Graham York Phelps. Taryn Phillips. Macy Marie Michelle Pyle. Emily Poche. Lauren Elizabeth Pope. Abigail Rose Price. Jolie Price. Stephanie Jean Randall. Ruby A. Ranson. Okay. Riley Rieger. Kalila Jadra Robinson. Benjamin Zev Rock. Brandon Eduardo Rodriguez Torrento. Madeline Ruth Romberger. Maya Rosenberg. Hallie Rubin. Sophie Rudin. Natalie Isabel Rudin. Kirsis Sabater. Eliana Sarfati McGill. Emily Shepagrill. Laura Schofield. Anya Schwartz. Hillel Schwartzman. James Scott. Keegan Scott Lynch. Catherine Elizabeth Shannon. Tasnim Mahdi Sharif. Zoe Alexis Schimberg. Julia Rose Scheimer. Santoshi Shrestha. Natalie Simendinger. Alan Angela Nicole Simpkins. Leah Zinka. Patrick Liam Slater. Charles Sloan. Jillian Smida Wood. Kayla Jordan Smith. Cheyenne Smith. Charisse Taylor Snyder. Emily Lisa Sorrells. Isabel Sroer. Ethan Staple. Amelia Louise Starchvik. Megan Staton. Sky Stallone. Mariah Starrett. Gavin Stewart. Sonia Sukumar. Jared Sumar. Enid Stephanie Swatson. Parker Taggart. Katie Tavati. Jesse Robert Taylor. Milagros Taylor Mercado. Lucas Michael Longstreth Terry. Johannes Tewelde Birhan. Janny Thacker. Tessa Ellen Theberge. Suzanne Thomas.
Yes, Susie.
Amanda Lane Turk. Ariane Vache. Diego Wanye Varela. Emma Villalón Iglesias. Olivia Grace Vitesnik. Jasmine Jane Wangoy. Ida Wanyoike. Kira Mackenzie Weaver. Gina Weber Langstaff. Julia Matheson Weir. Madison Hayday Wester. Victoria Ann Wheeler. Morgan Lee Whitman. Oliver Q. Shak Wong. Maxine Pearl Wiener. Nicole Elizabeth Wilkerson. Fatima Miriam Williams. Jasmine Charlie Williams. Emily Wilmot. Marissa Winepole. Lexi Francis Wink. Lee Winters. William Carter Reed Witt. Kelly Ruck. Tavish Young. Evan Yue. Ephrata Balay Zelik. Sally Chung. Johanna Zip. Mary Adele Zinn.
The awarding of the graduate degrees will begin. Please welcome Dr. Scott Sibley, Interim Associate Provost and Executive Director of the Welsh Center for Graduate and Professional Studies.
Thank you. Mr. President, I have the honor to inform you that these candidates have fulfilled all the requirements for graduation and, in accordance with the recommendation of the faculty, they are presented for the following master degrees: Master of Arts in Arts Administration, Master of Arts in Cultural Sustainability, Master of Arts in Digital Arts, Master of Arts in Environmental Studies, Master of Arts in Historic Preservation, Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Education, Master of Fine Arts in Art and Technology, Master of Fine Arts in Nonfiction, Master of Science in Higher Education, Policy, Research, and Administration, and Postmaster Certificate in Historical Preservation.
By the authority of the state of Maryland, vested in the trustees of Goucher College, and by them delegated to me, I confer on you all individually and collectively as the class of 2021 these respective degrees with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
Candidates will receive their diplomas in alphabetical order, but are listed in the program by their degree. Will the recipients for the Welch Center for Graduate and Professional Studies degrees come forward to receive their diplomas? Grace Anastasiadis. Enid Aracena. Anne Arnold Ogden. Alexis Balanda. Christina Rose Jackson Bannister. Thomas James Bannon. Morgan Ayana Barber. David Battistelli. Ethan Bean. Joseph Anthony Bennett. Lauren Black. Heather Nicole Boyce. Anne Bolduc Jang. Mallory Bowling. Sonia Bolatin. Angelique Bullock. Oh, it's after on my list. Amanda G. Brandt. Tim Bristol. Emily Gaines Buckler. Russell Adam Bywaters. Olivia Christine Carmody. Sam Cassard. Ronnie Chalmers Jr. Diamond Coleman. Kelsey A. Connell. Michael Constantine. Dominique Demetria Conway. Stephen Cornthwaite. Matinicus Creek. Anita Dale. Kimberly L. Doherty. Carolina Pamela Digert. Christine DeLucre. Julia E. Denardi. Holly Marie Smith Diakite. Lauren Deal. Laura Dinas. Kimberly Ann Donahue. Teresa Drumgool. Rayanne Denise Eastman. Chanel Edrelin. Sharon Eileen Edwards. Makita Ellis. Charlotte Sidney Shapiro Enoch. Teresa Mary Enterline. Eva Falls. Jenny Fields. Marty Fletcher. Onika Jelani Ford Bond. Emily Fox. Bruce Isaac Friedland. Jill Friesing. Kelly Manning Gallagher. Triveka Gibson. Christopher John Glaspel. Patrick Graham. Gladys M. Graham. Jessica Lawley Green. Courtney Marie Gruss. Brooke Gue. Shannon Vyazdowski. Alexandra Hale. Emily Renee Hall. Twana Lynn Hamilton. Mercedes Hansel. Antoine Marquise Harley. Maria Antoinette Hawkins. Elizabeth Heil. Holly Page Hill. Sydney Hines. Dustin Hodge. Tiffany Ann Iman. Khadijah DeVay Johnson. Shonday Nishan Jones. Christopher Jones. Meredith Cavney. Tara Kearney. Emma C. Keenan. Brian Kelly. Shannon Kaler. Lydie David Kwasi. William Lee Jr. Sarah Elizabeth Levin. Derek Lewinsky. Maria Alyssa Lewis. Darlavon Long. Juan Arturo Lopez. Phil Lutchen. Madonna Marashi. Molly Tess Margulis. Natalie McCook. Sean McCoy. Andrea Keisha McDowell. Henry McVeigh. Caitlin Taylor Michaeljohn. Ash Moreau. Amy S. Millen. Morgan Miskey. Lindsay Marie Moore. Liza Moore. Puerto Rico Ramon Morales. Adelaida Nathan. Claudia Oliver. Daniela Panetta. Kathleen Parrish. Tamara Patterson. Troy Peters. Ashley Nicole Pinder. Caroline Angela Ponatowski. Kimberly Erin Raymer. David Rathbon. Pamela Lynn Reed. William Cody Reed. Megan E. Riley. Michael D. Rex. Estefania Rodriguez. Molly Rolfs. Jacqueline Michelle Rosenkrantz. Brian Barry Rowe. Angela M. Russell. Lauren Schiffer. Patrick Schmeeds. Keith Ryan Schultz. Adam Schwartz. Alexa Shudo. Courtney Jane Serio. Richard August Shaner. Lori Ann Sheehan. Joseph Shields. Audrey Smiley. Julia Marie Zingarelli Smith. Janelle Nicole Spruill. Sarah Ann Steinhauer. Felicia Victoria Stevens. Duncan Bruce Stone. Christina M. Stelianu. Jennifer Taylor. Samantha Thomas. Elizabeth Ann Thompson. Annette Toro. Jasmine Turk. Casey Lynn Van Pelt. Krista Wallingford. Chelsea Lynn Weekly. Jamie Lillian White. Laura Jane Willoughby. Caitlin Rose Winton. Rita Wood. Jonathan L. Wyatt. Teresa Zosk.
Now on to the 300 doctoral graduate students next. No, just kidding. So, both our undergraduates and graduates today, please help me, everyone, in congratulating today's Goucher class of 2021. Now, I hope you will all help me in welcoming Jay Gilman, class of 2009 and president of the Alumni and Alumni of Goucher College Association, your Alumni Association. Jay?
Thank you, President Devereaux. As the president of the Alumni and Alumni of Goucher College, fondly known as the AAGC, it is my honor, truly, to induct the class of 2021 undergraduate and graduate students into our association. Like many of you, today is my first day back on campus in far too long. I was overwhelmed by its beauty and reminded of the first time that I walked onto campus many years ago at this point. This pandemic has demonstrated that Goucher is much more than just a physical space, as beautiful as our campus may be. From your perseverance, graduates, to the ways in which our alums have rallied to support the college, we've demonstrated that Goucher is a community, and it is your community, graduates, and always will be. This year has also shown us that you, the class of 2021, are capable of the deepest of perseverance and grace in the face of adversity. As we climbed the stairs of the Dorsey Center this morning, I thought about those steps as a metaphor for your journey as a student. For our undergraduates, your first move-in day, a step. Your first class session, yet another step. A meal shared with a new friend, perhaps even, yes, along the way, a party or two. All steps. Your successes, your mistakes. Moments of joy, moments of pain, and so many moments of learning that have brought each of you to the top of today's staircase. Today, you join 46,000 alumni and alumni who have come before you since our founding. As president of our AAGC, I encourage you, please stay connected to Goucher. Today is not the end of your Goucher journey. It is just the beginning of a full life as a Goucher alum, equipped with the most valuable of gifts, curiosity. One of the most meaningful aspects of being an alum for me has been the ability not only to reconnect with my own classmates, but to forge new relationships with alums from across generations. Under your seat is a gift from the AAGC to celebrate your accomplishments, honor your time at Goucher, and remind you that you will always be deeply connected to your alma mater. Enjoy as you open them. Lastly, I would be remiss without acknowledging that each of you did not arrive to this moment alone. You each stand on the shoulders of professors and staff and parents and mentors and families. And on behalf of the alumni and alumni of Goucher College, I would like us to thank and acknowledge each of the elders and loved ones who have helped our graduates to reach this day. So now, for those able, will the class of 2021 please stand? On behalf of our AAGC, I would like to recognize your incredible achievement in graduating from Goucher College. You are now officially a member of our alumni and alumni of Goucher College, and you may now turn your tassels to the left. Congratulations.
So congratulations, class of 2021. And with everybody, I'd like to invite you to join with the Goucher College Choir in singing the Goucher College song, We Are Goucher. You will find the lyrics on the inside back cover of your commencement program.
Great to get to sing We're Home here. So I want to remind you that after the recessional, you're invited to find staff and faculty in various places, check the map, or wander down Van Meter over till you find folks. And once you do, I want to remind you to use those good skills you learned here about asking consent before you hug anyone. We are still in a pandemic. Folks have different comfort levels with distance and touch. So ask, don't assume, and be true to yourselves about your own comfort level. The benediction is a blessing, and it is the final part. And I want to invite you, if you've got anything left, stop by the chapel, write your own words of blessing to help create a project we began before the pandemic that will hang in the chapel, and it is filled with the words of blessings from the community. And so my final words of blessing to you all are, you have been a blessing already. Go forth and be a blessing. Be blessed. May it be so. Amen.
Penny's back there. Is she anywhere near the Penny? You know? They're right there.